Hello everyone, here's the premium property market update for Farnham, Alton and Alresford and the villages nearby. The latest Rightmove House Price Index is showing the average price of newly listed homes for sale rose by 0.8% to £371,000 across the UK, and this modest increase is what's so typical for this time of year. As ever, it's more important to look at what's happening in the southeast. And here, actually, the news gets more positive, as the southeast increased by 1.4%, the highest growth area in England. But before, and why is there always a but, we get too excited, our annual house pricing growth is actually being a decline of 1.1%. So broadly, prices are level. One piece of positive news for the premium market is Rightmove is showing what it calls top of the ladder houses. So this is with an average value of £673,000, increased their asking prices by 2.3%. So again, that is showing there's some confidence returning to higher parts of the market. Looking at the sales, they're broadly flat. It is minus 2% year on year, but last year, the first 3 months of the year were driven by the stamp duty holiday, which was coming towards an end. So a lot of people were trying to transact during that period. So the Rightmove index has some positive signs, which we are also seeing locally. But here comes the big buts. Number one, of course, is the war in the Middle East. At the moment, on a local level, it appears that to be making both buyers and sellers more cautious, but it is not stopping the motivated sellers, who after all are getting very used to this type of disruption, whether that is caused by elections, budget speculation, and last spring, Trump's tariffs. Of course, what we do need to be mindful of is the forecast effect on inflation from the rising oil prices and the chances of the Bank of England being able to reduce the interest rates, which were expected to fall this month, which would have been very welcome news. And indeed, the banks had already factored in that there would have been 2 further interest rate reductions this year. They're now taking that out. And what we're seeing is mortgage rates have increased for people actually borrowing from around under 4% to 4.5%. Now, this is not as concerning as the time of the Liz Truss budget, but it does affect sentiment. For a buyer taking out £750,000 mortgage, which they may well be to buy a house £1 million and a bit pounds, over 20 years, this is going to increase their monthly cost by £220, which is sort of manageable. But as mentioned earlier, it does affect sentiment. The other key message from the Rightmove report was around the number of new listings coming onto the market. And here it was 3% less than last year, but compared to 2024, it's 7% higher. So there is still a lot of houses on the market which are keeping prices in check. Having said that, where we've launched houses, we've had strong interest in them, and buyers are still around, but they need to be beautifully presented and well priced. If you would like to discuss your own circumstances or an early stage of thinking of a move, we would love to discuss it with you. Please do get in touch via the details that will follow. I look forward to speaking with you.